All right, here we go. Another update. As you know, the other night I had set up this whole thing and I was charging, but I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid, right? So I wouldn't walk away, go home, and leave this charging here for the first time unattended, right? Like that's craziness. That's you shouldn't do that ever. Like you shouldn't just, hey, this battery, I don't know how it will react the first time. Oh, let's just charge it, right? So that's why I stopped the charging. Then I went home, and then now here in the weekend I'm here working again. So I'm charging it now because I'm here. I'm looking it over. That's how you should charge the batteries. At least the first few times. Then once you know and you trust them, you see that there's no problem. You keep an eye on all the voltages. Then you can trust a little bit your cheap Chinese electronics. But don't trust them the first time, and there's nothing wrong there. Someone commented on one of my other videos, these experts, they're always like saying that they might blow something up. I said that I'm doing something for the very first time. These are cheap Chinese electronics. You can't trust them. They go wrong often. You get them off of the box and they blow up the first time, right? So that's why you have to be careful the first time you plug all this stuff. So anyways, what are we doing here? Well, I'm charging this as fast as I can, relatively. This one is putting 20 amps into here, and then from here it's stepping up, right, to 39 or 40 volts, or around 40 volts right now. I don't want to max out anything above 20 amps here. This one, they tend to burn up, right? So 20 amps going in, about 12 amps coming out, and then I set up a secondary one. This guy is a 48 volt. So I lower the voltage here and it's doing 20 amps at like 39 volts or something in here. And then from here it's going 20 amps out. So it's 800 watts plus 500 watts. You do the math, like 1300 watts or something like that. That's how much, about 32 amps. That's how fast I'm charging this. And it's charging it fairly quick, right? What's 1300? So it's a 1.2. Wow, actually, this is just under 12 kilowatt hours. It would have to take about 10 hours to charge, but somehow it's up to 40 volts right now. So yeah, I'd say we probably have another like couple hours or something to go to charge this. By now, what I have done is now I have connected the paralleling ribbon cables here, right? I just went ahead and paralleled them because I test them all and they're all quick. And I also went ahead and pressed the balance feature on these guys. So they're trying to balance, what are they trying to balance to? 4.02. And this ones are trying to go to 4.016. Yeah, maybe I should do that because it's gonna balance half the pack to one thing, and it doesn't really matter. We're gonna hook up a BMS on this guy right here, and eventually the BMS is gonna handle the balancing, right? Hopefully it's not gonna have to work too hard, because it's fairly balanced. As you can see here, they're all fairly balanced, right? 4.01, right? So 45 millivolts here and 25 millivolts here. They're all within 30 millivolts difference. It's okay from just random packs that we got and assembled together. That's not too bad. Let's talk about the BMS. BMS. Here's what I want to do. I got a bunch of these Dolly BMSs. They sent me some samples or whatever. I ordered some samples and then they sent them to me or whatever. So I have everything from a 20S. I want to try this. This is what you would need if you want to do a 72 volt pack. Split this in half and then right up to 100 amps here discharge current. So that's the cool thing about this, is that you can put out a lot of power on a small package. And I got this one with a separate charging port or whatever. Then I got the 7S for our PCB boards. I think maybe moving forward I might try these and make a board for these so that we can use them, because it's just much, I think it's about the same price and it's a little bit less work. So Then, of course, there's a 7S 24 volts, 100 amps. There we go, right? This is the bigger one, right? But here's what I would want to use. I want to try a couple things on this power wall, this 36 volt power wall, right? I want to use a small 36 volt, right, 10S BMS. This one is capable of doing 60 amps, right? And you connect all these leads and all stuff. But obviously, 60 amps is not going to be enough to push the at the very least 4 kilowatt that I want to run off of this pack, right? So what you do is you make this BMS turn, when it's on, you make it turn on a bigger switch that can handle more amperage, right? And you can, on the other one I said, you can do mechanical switches, right? Like a big relay, a big contactor or whatever. Or you can do a solid state one also, right? So here's the solid state that I want to try. Look at this guy. This one will do 200 amps, 220 amps, but it only will do 12 to 24. What this is, it's essentially a cutoff, low voltage cutoff switch. This is designed so that it doesn't let your lead acid batteries die, or I guess whatever battery, 12 or 24 volts. You program it here. It's got like little, I don't know, it's got like, there's some way you can program it. I have the instructions there. And eventually checks the voltage, and then when it hits a voltage target, then it just turns the MOSFETs. This is literally just a bunch of MOSFETs in there. This is a big heat sink, and it's potted in there, right? Inside it's just MOSFETs. It's just some kind of transistors, IGBTs or N channel or P channel. I don't know what's in there, but some kind of transistors in there. And they turn on and they're off. And it's just in, right, and out, according to whatever voltage you give there. So what we can do is we can trick this. We can trick this on and give it whatever voltage we want in here just to turn on, right? So it's always on. And then what you can do with this guy, then is this thing has a loop, remote loop. So if you disconnect this loop here, it disconnects, and then the thing, no matter what voltage is going in there, it'll just turn it off. So this is a remote on off. And literally what you can do is you can just plug this guy in here. And what that means that when this BMS is on, right, because it meets all the criteria, all the voltages are correct, then this will turn on this big switch, right? And then once that happens, then you have power here, and you can do 200 up to 220 amps with this big switch, right? So yeah, I know it's one little switch activating a bigger switch. That's what we're doing here. Isn't that kind of messy? Couldn't you just get a BMS that has a big switch in there? You could totally do that. And I also got one of those guys. Here we go. Look at this guy. Meet Big Bertha. This is a 200 amp Dolly 10S BMS. This is exactly the same thing. It's this circuit that's in here, it's probably in here, and then the big MOSFETs that are in here, they're in here, right? So it's the same thing. You can do that. Now, which one's better? I think this is like $200. I don't remember what the price is, but I think maybe these MOSFETs or maybe this device is higher quality than this. Maybe. I don't know. I think this one, we'll compare the prices and I'll show them to you here on the screen. Hopefully, maybe I'll just superimpose them in there. Those are the differences. We can try both. I want to try both of these and then see what works better. Which one I can, make it blow it up or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, I just want to try it because then it allows you to use pretty much anything. With this guy, you can use as small as a BMS as you want. You can use some this small. You don't even have to use this big one, right? A tiny BMS, because all you have to do is switch on the loop here, right? And so, yeah, the combinations are kind of endless here. As long as you have a small BMS, then you can even use the original BMS maybe that was in there. Can you do that? Yeah, probably. Somehow we can do it. But it's a way to hack something right? Because then you can basically, this same switch, you can use it at with any voltage. You can literally have a 24S BMS and put it in there, right? So then that way your electronics can be used. Obviously, much simpler will be just to get the real BMS or something that's dedicated like this and then use it. We shall see how that works. There's a lot of experimenting. That's what I do, and hopefully we'll show it to you guys, and you guys will find it interesting, educational, or and you can learn something from it, or you can save some time, or whatever. That's the idea. But that's the project. We're working on that. Another thing that I just got is the SENS. This is the unit that I will use to basically to measure. Come on, box. Come on. I will use this. This is a box that you put in the actual. You put this on the panel, and I made a video about this a while ago. I have this at home, but now I got it here for the shop, right? And so these are current sensors. You clamp them on, the AC lines going in, your 2 lines, and then this guy will just measure all that and then send it to a website, and it even has an app for mobile phones and stuff. This is actually pretty cool system. I don't know I guess I'm gonna find out because I already have one at home, and so the app at my phone is set up for the one at home. I don't know how they treat if you can have multiple ones. It might be a pain, I might have to get another phone or use the browser one on the one here and then my phone, the one at home, the phone for the one at home. We shall see how that's gonna go. There's a lot of gonna be figured out on this one particular build here. Let's check it out. Any of the batteries nothing is even warm here. These cables are fine. These are good. These are a little bit warm, but they have the little fan here, so it's running good. This one has 2 fans, and look at that. Oh, they just started on right now. This one's running a little bit hotter because it's running 20 amps, right? But nothing to worry about. It's good. It's good stuff. The other test is going to be discharging 4 kilowatts, right? Do we know what 4 kilowatts is on an amperage? And we're going to test all of these guys and see if they handle. Oh, man, I shouldn't be touching all this stuff when it's charging. I don't know, whatever. It's low voltage. It's 40 volts. Hold on. Calm down, people. Nothing bad's going to happen. If I had something, nothing bad's gonna happen. You can burn yourself, but you can't really electrocute yourself with 40 volts. It's fine. All right, thank you for watching this video. We'll see you on the next one. I will try to link all this stuff in here just in case you guys want to follow along and order any stuff that you find that interesting. All right, see you guys. Bye.